that some people go into different parts of the galaxy, and you just say, you know what? They try new galaxy. In this galaxy, we go to the next galaxy, and you have half the lore fixed.
I was even thinking something like I've seen you guys have talked about Stargate. Something like Stargate Atlantis would have been cool. I've always wanted to play a game like that where you go and maybe you find like instead of the Nexus, you go and find like a hub like Atlantis in the show, and you have to go out and make allies to survive, and you have to go out and meet certain factions. And I mean, of course, some of them won't be friendly. But even that would have been awesome. Like,
so instead of you coming to a citadel, instead of you coming to a citadel that's already populated, you arrive at a new galaxy, finding something akin to the citadel, and you just step by step,
and you got to build
it up again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like that would have been awesome. To me, the mistake was like giving you everything at once. Like, you arrive at the Nexus, all of a sudden the Nexus is absolutely perfect. There's been nothing that's happened over the last 14 months that has caused any problems at all. I mean, like, the premise of anything like Stargate Atlantis or SGU, as bad as that was, would have made for a way more interesting game for me than just arriving and saying like, hey, we're all good, we're all great, and we're just going to continue to be great. Like, I never once felt an ounce of worry that I would lose anything in Andromeda. Like, there's no suspense for me, especially once the Archon is revealed as the main enemy. I was like, how do we go from the Reapers to this guy? I was like, this is terrible. I was like, this is like a Ubisoft level of writing. But yeah, so just anything like that would have made for a way better game to me. And then again, like, that would have allowed you to pick, because Atlantis had like the scientific teams and you had the SG teams for exploration, and you could have gone to these other worlds and built up these alliances. And maybe you make a decision where picking one faction makes one faction go against you. Like, I think in Atlantis there's the Gemini or the Genii faction. The other major human faction actually becomes an enemy of the Atlantis team, and that's something you have to deal with. So you even could have had something like that in a game like Mass Effect Andromeda, to where you make that decision, and now there's another faction that is way more relatable that is against you. Like, there's so many things you could have done with that story, and just the way they decided to go about it, and how woke they decided to go about it, and it's so weird. A lot of the dialogue is extremely awkward. It's uncomfortable. Like, I've never had a worse time picking dialogue in a game than in Mass Effect Andromeda, to the point where there's characters I don't talk to, and it's very hard.
Andromeda's writing, like the fact that the Krogan arrived first, and they populated all the planets already, but we have to do the populating again, and they can't tell us like, yeah, we can live here. It's like, wait, I thought it's not habitable. Yeah, just like, but the Krogans, they know how that is, They just build an entire
Krogan. That Krogan fight scene will forever be one of the worst things I've ever seen, and I just don't think I can unsee it in my head.
Do you want some trivia?
It's so bad.
Do you want some trivia for that one?
Yeah, sure.
So remember the guy I was talking about earlier that worked on Andromeda?
Was he in
he did the environment. He did the lighting for that one. So they worked on that for a month, re-recording that fight several times.
Probably should have stopped after the first time.
Wow, yeah. You're telling me that someone looked at that and went, "No, we need to make this worse."
Somebody actually took a month to try and make that like what it turned into. So I can't believe how it started.
So if I understand correctly, right? In Frostbite, you cannot animate in engine. You animate outside the engine and then import it into the engine.
True.
So the thing is, they apparently shot it and then put it into engine and it looked shit. And so they redid it over and over and over again. And at the end, they just gave up and just left it the way they had it because it looked good in camera.
Why? If it goes wrong like that, why even have it in there if it looks bad?
Frostbite is clearly shit. Why would you ever use Frostbite?
Yeah, it's
because Battlefield works with it.
Shut your fucking mouth! No, it doesn't.
It used to. It used to. I feel like ever since Dragon Age Inquisition,
EA requires all their studios to use it too.
Yeah,
which really sucks because like I was a huge Madden fan growing up. I don't know if you guys play sports games, but it's the same stuff for all their games, whether it's Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Madden. They all suck. And the one common thread that I've read is that Frostbite is just a major problem. Like there's nothing you can do to make any of its problems better. You just have to make the game within its limits. And it sucks because there's so many good ideas in these games that are just being completely tossed out the window because they have to work with this engine. And these are not games that are going to function well in there.
You have to think about it. BioWare are people who are really good at using engines that are not yet market ready. Think about Mass Effect 1. Think about Dragon Age Inquisition. That would basically the entire tessellation and displacement tech and far distance rendering tech for current Frostbite engine shit. That's BioWare. They did it for Inquisition. It's like, how the fuck did you manage to pull it off in Inquisition and then went downhill after that, not knowing how to use the engine?
I still have no idea how Inquisition came out as good as it is.
To be fair, Inquisition has some of the most amazing coding ever, so you want to know why you cannot spend attribute points.
Zach, you've seen what Inquisition looks like with Frostbite. Is it amazing?
No.
No. Once you start looking at it, it is shock. There's fire. There's people.
I agree, Robot Man.
Yeah,
you broke up really bad.
Well, Inquisition has 5 rocks. It has 4 trees. It has 2 types of grass. I think I want to say 2 building sets. Yeah, that's about it.
I don't see a problem with this.
Am I talking all right now, or
you're fine?
It literally only has 5 boulders, and they just scale it out.
So Frostbite didn't work at all for that game, and it's terrible. And BioWare animations are they've been using the same animation since 2007, and they still can't get them to.
So is Bethesda.
They still can't get. Yeah, but at least Bethesda's they can like interact with other people. You don't see that silly, awkward handshake thing where it's quite clear 2 hands aren't touching each other.
Oh, where they put the camera up a little bit higher so you don't see it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If you guys don't like the 3 rocks, 3 trees, you should play Outward, because if you stand, just a quick note, if you stand under a certain tree in Outward, you can literally see the Windows 95 copy paste that the tree is. And it's a game that I love, but it's absolutely hilarious to like. I actually took a screenshot of it on my PS4, and I looked at it for a second, and I was like, bruh. And I literally went on my laptop and like typed in like Windows 95 copy paste tree, and that's what it is. And it was like, guys, you could have done so much more. Still a pretty decent game though. What do you guys want to see in the next Mass Effect?
A blank screen, please.
Them fixing the engine first before they actually start working on it. I would like that.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see. An ending little thing that isn't telling you just to buy more DLC.
Actually, I'll tell you this. One thing I do want to see in the next Mass Effect is the fixed and intended version of Cyberpunk 2077. That's what I want to see.
Oh my god, that game's such a mess.
Imagine the opening for the next Mass Effect.
How have you not played Mass Effect 3? It's been out for 8 years. 8 years.
Who, me?
No, Way of the Ferret just put. I still haven't played Mass Effect 3. Should I leave to avoid spoilers? Everything shit, don't play it. Just go into something else.
No. Wait.
What's your favorite color?
Play Mass Effect 3, but mod it. Use Expanded Galaxy mod. Use the Omega mod. Use the Arc.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you play it on PC, there's a lot of really good mods. I played it on PS3.
Like you could turn Mass Effect 3 into a fucking masterpiece. Not for the story, but like everything else.
It's honestly it is a pretty fun. Yeah, I mean there isn't, but it is a pretty fun experience. Honestly,
just wait for the remaster.
Yeah, that's true. If you're on console, you can do that.
I am pretty sure the remaster will not add the entire
sarcastic.
galaxy to Mass Effect
Smud,
3 and a
Smud,
shitload
what are you
abilities and
playing?
weapons.
Why are you playing this nightmare fuel on your stream? This is what's getting you taken down.
Do you guys think
Susan hates you?
Do you guys think the remaster will have any of the content? Because I read comments from
where
said some of the cut content will be in it.
No,
you don't think like Taliban or anything will be in it?
No. I think it's going to be literally because BioWare are lazy.
Cut content will be in.
Company.
They are expanding missions in Mass Effect 1. Yes, they are. It's been confirmed. They're expanding missions.
When did they confirm? When did they confirm this?
I gotta scream.
They're expanding missions.
Okay.
They're giving you new romance scenes. They're giving you
no, they're not.
New kind of actually death scenes.
Smud, what was that? Announcement that BioWare made. They were just literally doing an improvement to not animations, but just graphics, wasn't it?
Oh no, they literally improved everything. They put it all into Frostbite.
No, they're not doing Frostbite.
Yes.
There's no announcement of Frostbite. It was purely just a remaster of resolution, renderings, 4K, lighting, of course. So I'm assuming it's still Unreal.
Then whatever they did to Unreal Engine 3 might the guy who's offering it say it looks like Frostbite.
There's no way they can port 3 games within that time frame to Frostbite from Unreal. It's just not going to happen.
It's not. Yeah. It's not possible. And they are not going to add new stuff because they don't think they need to add new stuff. They think Mass Effect is perfect. You have to remember this. They think there's nothing wrong with.
They wanted to make their sex scenes for Mass Effect 2 more mature.
Oh
yeah, it's
so
also,
did I. I wanted them to be more mature too. Miranda's best girl, fight me.
I'm sorry, but you know, like if they add interactive Jack sex scenes, I'd be down.
Jack.
You should actually be able to pick Ashley and Liara in that first game, and I would love a scene for that. It'd be fantastic. That line, "Can't I have you both?" should do something. Considers it always
Ashley is racist. She would never go into bed with you and Liara. Because Liara
put a bag on her. Put a bag on her head.
Have you ever heard of a hate fuck? Goddamn.
Right. You gotta get it out somehow.
I just laugh at how most of the relationships in Mass Effect just turn into banging a girl with daddy issues.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that? That's every relationship I've ever had.
That's basically Jack.
Zach, you're divorced, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And why? What's your point?
I know. I'm just nothing, man.
Go ahead. Talk shit. I'll stab you like my ex-wife tried to stab me. True story.
Oh. What's wrong with banging girls with daddy issues? I got stabbed by my ex-wife.
Actually, nearly got stabbed. I got quick reflexes. All right.
Nearly. She missed. She tried several times, but her aim. She didn't skill into melee points. She was like ranged. She was a ranged character, and then she had to melee it. She just couldn't get the hit.
I put all my skill points into reflex.
Yeah. I still can't believe that backwards gun as well.
I'm actually reading an article, and that stuff is.
Ooh, you can read. Wow.
Oh, it just says it'll just include all the single-player base content and all the DLC with visuals remastered. I had read a rumor that they were going to include cut content like Palaven, which really made me excited, but I guess they're not.
No. Palaven was never cut. You know, like cut content usually refers to stuff that we had, but we had to cut it because we couldn't finish it. Palaven was basically like
2077 is so fucking shit. God damn.
Oh, I
thought cut it because it's gone
because it was complete.
They never started working on it completely. It was just like Palaven.
It's such a missed opportunity to not see the Turian homeworld, but to see everybody else's.
Oh, that solved my headphone problem.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because the first person who talked literally blew my eardrums out. So
that was probably me because I just screamed about Cyberpunk. I just shot a grenade, and the grenades in this game, the ones that you shoot out of your arm, they auto lock onto your enemies. So for some fucking reason, I don't know why you can't just aim them, but they'll auto lock. And I lean out of cover, I fire my grenade, and it does not go forward. Instead, it decides to shoot at my feet because obviously toes are the enemy, and it just kills me instantly.
Can I, Smud?
As you can see, I've never played Andromeda.
Yeah. If you've never played Andromeda, this is it. This is literally it.
I don't have the stream up. What are we looking at?
Which stream?
Get the stream up, guys. It's stream number 10 because we managed to kill the other two.
Oh,
we were massacring.
God, the twitching of the ass cheeks is just like.
That is still the ass.
Smud's listening to us, just giggling to himself, just while he's
look at
this crap.
Alright, so for this character thing, right? So you know what happened? We had the original lead character artist, and she left. And what
is
they
the main character
got,
wearing Spartan armor? What the hell?
And what we got was a new lead character artist who believed nobody wants to play as a beautiful character in a game because that's not realistic. So they basically fucked up every character on purpose, beyond recognition, to the point where it's like physically impossible to look that way, bone structure-wise. It's like
here's a really bad one. One of the worst things about this is
going back to
we can't have good-looking characters in our games because it's not representative of a lot of people. What about my representation? Why do us good-looking people have to sacrifice being able to make good-looking characters just for ugly fuckers? Where's my representation, eh?
Wait, what? That's an actual thing?
Yeah, it's because the beauty standards are too high.
Yeah, fat pride or whatever it is.
No,
bigger girl pride or whatever the fuck.
Character creation of Andromeda.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Compared to, say, Inquisition. Like, Inquisition, you actually can make
a body positivity. That's the one I was looking for, by the way.
You can make good-looking people in Inquisition, whereas the Andromeda facial character creation stage, whatever you want to call that part where you build your writer, none of the presets, nothing makes you look good.
Oof. No, it's you look at it and you think, fuck it now. In
you literally don't even look like a human
put the
being.
brakes on? Did they put the brakes on and just kept repeatedly smacking your head against a fucking wall for 600 years? It's like,
excuse me.
It's basically what happens if like Stewie Griffin's head got pushed back into a circle instead of the football shape.
Jesus, shut your mouth. That's a cursed image. That's a cursed mental image.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, where the ferret? Yeah, I think it's funny. My answer to should I leave to avoid Mass Effect 3 spoilers was don't play Mass Effect 3. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, just don't. Best
advice I can give.
Literally, just don't play it.
Don't run with knives. Always wear a condom. Don't play Mass Effect 3.
Don't marry a Puerto Rican
unless you own a PC and can mod it to the point where it's an actually good shooter with a shit story.
Yeah, but if you're on a PC, but you don't really have to worry about not wearing a condom. But
true. Also, if you get it on PC, the multiplayer is still being played. So, like,
at
least I was actually going to ask that because I remember Smudboy saying in one of the videos that he was still playing the multiplayer, or he had within the last year, and I actually wanted to know. I actually wanted to know where that was still supported.
It is.
Is it only PC?
It's quite good, yeah.
Well, it's crossplay.
It's only PC though.
You could play it on. You could play it on whatever console comes out. It's the same network on Origin, so it should connect to both. And it was crossplay when it came out as well. So.
Yeah.
Well, PS3, the multiplayer support for it is gone, and it has been for years.
Xbox 360 is gone as well. Xbox Live.
Good.
Yeah.
So.
But definitely, if you enjoy or want to check out the multiplayer, get a key for $5 or $10, and
I will say one thing. I did actually enjoy the multiplayer.
Absolutely,
I really did.
I never got to play it, and I really, really wanted to because the Andromeda multiplayer is horrific.
Yeah.
And you want to know?
I was like, I just want to be an Atlas.
Fun fact: the guys who did the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer went on to make their own standalone game. And it was called Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Har, har.
Well, all that goodwill went out the fucking airlock, didn't it? Jesus.
Yeah.
James, please.
But wow, that neck work. It just. Someone looked at that and went, "Yeah, that's fine." People went over this game, got paid to check it out, and they literally went, "Yeah, that's fine."
That happens with so many games now.
You've literally got
what else can they
Exorcist
do?
happening on
Honestly,
screen.
what else can they do?
Work hard.
Own up. Yeah, like actually put effort into what they're doing.
Get better.
No, because no matter what, the publisher and the financiers are always just going to be like, "Nah, it'll be fine," and just push it out. Like every time, like the developers, I guarantee you, are not looking at it like, "Yeah, that's good." And they're just on a time crunch all the fucking time, and they have to get it, and they just have to get it to good enough.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Because the second they take too long, they're going to lose all financing.
Yeah, but it's like saying, "Oh, it's good enough," but it's not been good enough for quite a few games now.
Yeah,
I agree.
There has to be a level where people are going like, "No, this is, we've got to take our time."
And honestly, EA is losing so much money with them at this point, between like expected sales and that, to where like you almost would have to be encouraging them to sit down and have them tell each other like, "Hey, this looks like shit, and you need to take the time to put out a quality product here." And the fact that nobody sat there and done that is a tremendous problem. Like it's really not acceptable. There's probably better communication in your local Arby's manager office than there is.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I think it's also
that face that's actually on the screen right now is my response to, like, it's not all BioWare's fault. It's like, okay.
The publishers. It's a lot of it. Is the publishers.
I don't exactly for both Andromeda and Anthem. It was EA giving them basically like, "Here's the money, have fun. See you in 4 years." And then EA came back and was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
With Anthem, Andrew Wilson is the one who killed their original idea and said that he liked the jetpack, wanted to do that, but BioWare's execution of it, other than that, was very poor. And I don't think it's 100% BioWare, but I do think at this point it's like a 70-30 split. Like, to me, EA is a really bad publisher anyway. But I definitely, I mean, ultimately, like, the people in the development room are the ones doing the work, and they have to hold themselves accountable. Like,
absolutely. But if I'm the one giving the money, I'm not just standing there for 4 years looking into the other direction, being like,
but here's the thing. Even with their old games, there's more effort been put into the older stuff than the newer stuff. It's not just that, EA's done this, EA's done that. There has been a severe decline, a real decline in.
You don't think that's not a business fault? Because they're just like, no, put the game out, get it out there.
I would actually say that is somewhat frostbite when you look at the position.
But what I'm saying is the decline isn't just the graphics and the making of the game. It's everywhere. There is a severe decline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
this is where
that is honestly the market. That's the market. That's the publishers saying, "Nope, we don't care. Get the game out there. We want it out there for the holiday season. Okay, we just want to make money and take our money and run."
What does the market have to do with the writing? The character design.
Nothing. That's a problem too. I agree. That is a huge problem. But I think that's also the cultural problem that everybody just needs a strong, independent whammon or whatever the fuck. We all need our soft, cushy snowflake stories.
It's not even that. It's not even that. They're not even soft, cushy, snowflakey stories. They're just utter shit. They literally break law every sentence they write. Page 1 and page 2 don't match. And when page 3, then page 3 contradicts page 1 and 2, and page 4 means nothing to page 1, 2. This is the problem. Is what I mean with BioWare. It's a top to bottom thing of it can't just be EA. BioWare have to start looking at themselves because they're making a lot of dumb.
Yeah, because a lot of things that they want to do, they can't do.
A lot.
I don't want to say specifically they're being given because they not fix it. Because it's like an Anthem or Inquisition where they not fix bugs, they just work around them, and then they come back to bite them in the ass later, and then they can't do specific things. For example, the reason why you can spend attribute points in Inquisition literally is because this is the coding hierarchy, right? Somebody at one point in development wrote a system to give points. That is literally it. You just get points. Somebody above that then took that and built, well, you get skill points. Above that, it's like, well, you get experience points. So like the hierarchy was already fucked up to the point where even with mods, you can only modify skill points and how much XP you get, not how many ability points you get or whatnot. Because it's like the entire is so fucked. And that's the reason, for example, why there are several skills that were there in the other games and now in the Inquisition skill tree. Because it's like they couldn't implement them anymore because the entire coding was so fucking broken. It's like, who starts with, well, you get points? It's like, great, shouldn't we start with you get experience points and then you get like other points when you have enough experience points? Like, no, do the experience points last. First you get points, then you get skill points, then you get attribute points, then you get experience. It's like, what? But yeah, that's basically how the game was coded. It's like, guys, you cannot build good games if you approach it completely stupid.
I do think the market has an effect on it, but not in the way that you're saying. Like a lot of games nowadays, I think it's a product of kind of the generation we're living in, other than the political stuff.
That's
a lot of the games are trying to refer to. Nobody wants to sit through like a campaign anymore. Like people like us do, but nobody wants to sit through like a Knights of the Old Republic style campaign and get to play a good game with a lot of great writing. They want to turn it on. They want to play it for a half hour with their friends.
God of War disagrees. Horizon Zero Dawn disagrees.
There's an exception to every rule.
Last of Us 2 disagrees.
There are exceptions to every rule. Those are 1% of the games that are being put out now.
Yeah. And also, God of War kind of overrated. Saying that.
Again,
God of War
you're
kind of an
bringing up these
exception, but it's not that great.
You're bringing up these singular examples. That's like 1% of the total amount of games that are being put out.
Most games are like looter shooters, play with your friends,
finish those games,
kind of
so there is the market. So the market has not really changed. What changed is that BioWare has stopped putting out content, which I would call... Well, there's still a lot of people that play BioWare games and finish the BioWare games. There are a lot of people who love Andromeda for some fucking reason and want a sequel, right? But overall, the writing has gone so down to the point that there's no consistency within the writing that a lot of people that usually consume games like this just don't finish those games and go to games like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, or something just like where you start a game and you finish a game, you feel like you played the same game.
Hold on. What I was saying about the market doesn't conflict with what you're saying, though. What I'm saying is that instead of like BioWare's issue is they won't commit to one thing. BioWare wants to make an epic story in the realm of like a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age game or a KOTOR game, while the publisher this is where all three meet, where the publisher wants to put out something that will sell multiplayer stuff because that's what EA does. They're always trying to sell like the microtransactions and the extra content and the DLC. So the issue is that the publisher, the studio, and everybody else don't see eye to eye, and that's where the market affects it. If the market wasn't saying, hey, you can make billions upon billions of dollars in microtransactions, to where like somebody actually buying your game and caring about the story doesn't even matter to the mass majority. That's where it all lines up.
This is where I agree with both of you. The moment where BioWare games really started going down to shit, or modern BioWare games started down to shit, when they were trying to do open world, because they suck at open world, and they were able to write good stories.
You exist because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it. Oh my fucking god!
We're here talking about
BioWare was never good at good like world design from a graphical perspective.
I hate this fucking game.
But
part of that is also again like part of that is where Frostbite comes in, though, because Frostbite doesn't let them, like, I actually really wouldn't mind a Mass Effect game or a Dragon Age game with an open world, but the open worlds you create at Frostbite suck. If they use something with another engine, you don't need it
all the time.
Something more like Horizon Zero Dawn, where like the open world supports the story. I wouldn't mind. Something on the level of like AC Valhalla, I'd have an issue with. That's way too freaking big for what they want to do.
The original Dragon Age Origins map of Ferelden, perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. That's an open world. Shani said once, it's alright making an ocean, but if it's as deep as a puddle, it means nothing.
Right. Which is, again,
this is
huge
the problem with BioWare. Yeah, but BioWare with theirs, they used to make, like, it used to be small, but there was stuff to do in the world, right? But now it's
meaningful
just like,
stuff too.
But it's open and empty. I always remember with Inquisition, it just feels so lonely. It just feels so empty. You're just wandering around. You bump into enemies. You don't bump into people.
Quick question, Smud. Is that the scene in Andromeda where she goes, "Can you believe that bitch?" And then the Solarian behind Ryder walks out of the scene, but the camera is still looking at everybody, and they just pop out of existence because they forgot that the Solarian is meant to walk off screen and disappear and get loaded out.
I'm trying to remember that scene from Andromeda. That was a while ago.
I am so sure that's where they are, the command central or something, and they talk to the Krogan, the Solarian.
Oh yeah, the Solarian.
And they forgot that to walk out of the screen, it's not enough to just walk behind the character. You actually have to walk out of screen to disappear, and then just pops out of existence behind Ryder.
The whole this is the thing where I say about with BioWare, it's from top to bottom. There's a lot of problems, and it's just becoming more and more obvious. And I don't expect anything from the new games. I expect utter shit. I expect the Dragon Age game to be a rip-off of Cyberpunk, because that seems to be the way that they wanted to do it, with all the lighting and stuff that they're showing. And I expect Mass Effect to just be something that will just be delayed, and then just come out as another shitty, almost like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Do you think if Dragon Age 4 fails that the new Mass Effect will even come out?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking if DA4 fails, they're probably going to go the way of Visceral Studios. I think it was called, and just
No.
Visceral, because you destroyed my fucking Dead Space.
Always make a shitload of money. Because they would
are you sure? Because Anthem lost a shitload of money.
What? No,
I don't think Mass Effect will. If Dragon Age finishes, I don't think Mass Effect will be made, because they'll use it as an excuse that people don't want
to shut down the studio.
Single player stuff.
Yeah. So didn't you just read an article the other day that BioWare's future is in their own hands? Something like that.
Yeah, essentially, but that's with the doctors said the same idea that EA gives us enough rope to hang ourselves. So all that was another EA person saying, "Oh, we like the idea. You know, they're connecting with their audience." I'm like pretty hopeful for the article, because she's a business lady and she's just looking at what the studio wants to do, and she's saying, "Yes, this is all good. They've done some research. Obviously, they did their research, because all they're doing is bringing back Liara and whatever that involves." So it's like, oh, people like that story more than going to Andromeda. Okay, we'll do that then. So that's all they're really doing. There's really no induction we can guess from. It's like, okay, we're gonna then create this sort of world. I have no idea. It could be Liara's daughter. We have no idea. So that is the problem I see, because we don't know what they're going to do. Plus, they have 2 games to come out with: Dragon Age and Anthem 2.0.
Mass Effect. Oh, 2.0.
Well,
we still don't know where they are.
Anthem 2.0 is just a patch update for Anthem. It's just supposed to be like a No Man's Sky.
No. They have created fully in quotes functional skill trees. They showed it off in one of their
but they also showed off Anthem, and half their staff went, "Shit, that's what we're making. Don't believe anything." Stop taking BioWare at their word.
They showed a screenshot of a skill tree with a frostbite.
They also supposedly showed actual.
They also
game
showed a
footage.
functioning game for the trailer for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Game trailers I don't trust anymore unless it's like Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. I was
I don't trust anything they come out, because surprisingly, people lie, and companies lie a lot about their products to get hype. And BioWare have lied about a hell of a lot of things. They've been lying about what you can do since flipping Mass Effect 2. So, and that was in 2010. They've had 10 years to get really good at the art of bullshitting. And
all right, so I actually have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, so what would it take for what would Mass Effect 4 have to be in order to like rebuild your guys' faith in the series?
Can't be done for me.
They get
be
sold off
consistent with
to,
the lore.
Sorry?
Be consistent with the lore for once.
Oh, I would say get bought out by Obsidian or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Or sold.
So like at this point, the IP being in BioWare's hands is just done. Like there's no fixing it kind of thing for you guys.
Well, Andromeda proved that. So.
Well, basically,
for me, it's
Microsoft is buying everything right now. They should just buy BioWare Austin, because BioWare Austin is the only BioWare studio still putting out good stuff.
They bought them in 2006, so it's like they're going to buy them back from EA. It's like, oh, what'd you guys do with BioWare?
The one who sold them before.
God, what did you do? And the funny thing was, Casey went to go work for Microsoft when he left the first time. So
he's come back. Yeah.
Microsoft, BioWare, back to Microsoft. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I've just completely given up with BioWare. Then I'll play my Dragon Age Origins, and I'll play my Dragon Age 2 because it's me. But other than that, I just nothing more. The only reason I'm even talking about Inquisition now is because I'm doing a stream with people. But no, the whole series is done. They Mass Effect ended with Mass Effect 3 the way it did. Can't change that. They fucked it up. And Dragon Age ended with Inquisition because they just fucked it up. There's nothing makes me want to go and continue the series. Why should I? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
You could argue.
If it comes out and it's made some positive changes that you would like to see, would you give it a chance? Like, let's say not at full price, but like comes out, it's been out for a year, you've heard some good things, and it's $20. Would you pick it up, or like there's just zero chance you wouldn't spend a dime on it? Just that kind of dud.
Well, I wouldn't spend a dime because I'm British. So it would have to be. I'd have to see from a lot of sources that I trust to say that things have been improved a hell of a lot. I mean, a hell of a lot. It can't just be fucking sprinkles make it a little bit better. It's got to be a really, really good thing that I might possibly get it fourth hand a couple of years later.
Basically,
but,
what they did with SmudTalk, right? Whereas like SmudTalk launched pretty meh, but now it's in a really good state, and a lot of people coming back. Apparently, it's like, yes, that should fix. But you had like 10 years.
Say if the Dragon Age game and Mass Effect game released this year, just say 2020. So we've got I'd probably get it 2024 or something, maybe. After hearing people talk about it for a long time, and then seeing like all the plans they had for it. So and just seeing what it looked like, final finished. Like no extra DLCs, no extra patches and everything. So,
but what if they do a remastered version, which is really good?
Then
after you bought the final patched original version,
I just played the final patched original version. Remasters mean fucking nothing to me. I lived through the 90s and the early 2000s with video game graphics. Graphics don't mean shit to me.
Quick segue from that one. Do you believe Bethesda will release another version of Skyrim?
They'll just keep releasing. Skyrim until the end of time. Skyrim will be the last thing.
Like literally every decade there will be at least 2 more Skyrim.
As long as there's 2 people on planet Earth, one of them will be trying to sell Skyrim. So
one of those people would be Todd Howard.
Yeah, just trying to sell Skyrim to somebody else.
He's just on the street being a bagger, and he has like 1 copy of Skyrim. It's like, come on, man! It just works! 16 times the detail!
Yeah, it's just... But yeah, it's going to take it... BioWare is just a dead franchise. Not franchise, but a dead company to me. It's... Everything they brought out has just been utter crap.
Again, I would hold SmudTalk against that, but SmudTalk are like 30 people. So.
Yeah, but I've been holding these views since now for 8 years now.
Yeah, it's detail.
Because I was around when the whole thing originally kicked off. I was even part of the group that sent all the cupcakes and we're called like the proto Gamergate crowd. That's how old I am in this fucking argument with BioWare.
You've had a horse in this race for a long time.
Yeah, and I've seen everything.
I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
But I see everyone get excited about it, and it goes bad. And I see everyone get excited about it again, and it's the same things over and over again. Once you hear the same stuff like 6 times in a row, and you're like,
ever since Andromeda, I lost trust in anything BioWare does. Frostbite.
I heard that the extended cut was going to make everything better. It didn't. I heard the Citadel DLC was going to make everything better. It didn't. I heard that Dragon's Inquisition was going to be better.
Did you like the Citadel DLC? You guys have brought that up a few times now.
Best it's part of Mass Effect 3, hands down.
Yeah, it's a fine DLC. It's just the fact that
it has nothing to do with the main story.
Doesn't fit the story, and also it's such pandering, and the people who decide to forgive Mass Effect 3 for all its problems just because of that are fucking idiots, and they're the reason why we don't get nice things.
Yo, dear guy in chat, play Mass Effect 3 just for the Citadel DLC. You will love it. Honestly. It is fucking brilliant. I am pretty sure there's a casino section where you can observe people talk about their lives, and there's like one chick who took like an online economy class, and what she thinks the world is like is the most hilarious shit ever.
There's also a Volus pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
That's fun.
In Grant's story, Grant escaped from the hospital. That is fucking epic.
But it's just pandering. It's not.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But here's the problem. They know they can just do this pandering, and then it's like, oh, they'll just buy the next thing, and it's like, no, this is what annoys me. Like I say, I've heard the exact same things. Oh well, the Citadel DLC is fine, so I'll give them a chance. Right, so we gave them Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, but the Citadel DLC was fine, so I'll give them a chance of the next Mass Effect. Yeah, that's shit. Yeah, but the Citadel DLC,
that line of reasoning is
right? They now
dumb.
fall on their face with Last of Us 2, but they got heavily carried by the first game. And I think they could make a third game and would still be carried by the first game.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I'm saying. It's now 2020, right? We've gone through 8 years of shit, but people are still saying, well, the Citadel DLC was alright, let's give them another chance. Yeah, okay, that's been... You've been saying this for 8 years
What are they going to... What are they thinking? Like, BioWare themselves said that for new games are built upon Anthem's codebase. Anthem's codebase is a shittier version of Mass Effect Andromeda. What the fuck do you actually think will come from that? Like, we had Andromeda, which was shit. It was absolutely hell for the developers. We got Anthem, it was worse for the developers. I just don't think I don't know. There's nothing they can do. For me personally, coming from a developer background, I just like, guys, this is like the moment where you just walk to the boss and just like, guys, this is my resignation. We tried it once, we failed. We tried it once, we got raped, and we did it the third time, and it was world ending. I'm done.
Yeah, they can't write stories anymore. They can't design characters. They can't write characters. They can't design worlds. They can't animate stuff. They can't do.
James, mute your mic.
They're just doing everything wrong. constantly, and people are still going, yeah, but one more chance. It's like being kicked in the balls repeatedly. It's just, you just got to say, hang on, let's just stop. Can we just stop?
Yeah.
But no, they keep on going and going and going, and BioWare know they can just keep bringing out all this shit, and people are still going to eat it up, and they're still going to be fans, and they're still going to defend them.
Yeah, I mean, like,
say,
as long as you can turn 40 million into $500 million.
It's artistic integrity, and all this sort of shit, and it's just, it just means nothing. They're a bunch of hacks who haven't got a clue what they're doing, and I'm fed up of them. I'm absolutely fed up of them. And if they did crash and burn, I wouldn't give a shit. Anyway,
for me, honestly, it's honestly one of those. It's honestly one of those things where it's like, I honestly hope that they get back to where they were, but I think realistically at this point, like, they're just not going to, and like, they don't have any, like, a lot of these games that we mentioned that have like really good single player campaigns, like Horizon, or like, I don't agree with God of War, but obviously God of War is a big hit. They have momentum going into the next generation of the PS5, and that none of the BioWare games do, and there's a lot of younger people, like teenagers, who have no idea what BioWare is other than Anthem. So like, at this point, like, the people that are with them, like, the next game for me has to hit, or like that's completely it. And it's not that I wouldn't ever play a BioWare game again, but I would probably never buy one of the new ones. And it just sucks because you see what they've done historically, and at one point, I mean, like, we brought up everything. They had like Jade Empire, and like Jade Empire is not a very well known game on the level of like Mass Effect or Dragon Age or KOTOR.
It was neat,
but it was right. It's basically a transition into what they became. Like, you could see the foundation of a lot of their ideas in that game. And this was a developer that did like Baldur's Gate and all these other games that you would know throughout, almost 2 decades. And they don't have anything going into the 2020s. They don't have any goodwill. They don't, like, Casey's gone. Mark Darr is gone. All these guys are gone.
That's really a bit of good news I've heard, that Casey was gone. So
I don't know. I actually really, like, to me it was, well, it may not have been great. It was better with Casey than without him. I mean, like, Casey left and Mass Effect Andromeda happened. At least I have some good
Casey
stuff with Casey there. Yeah, but he was there for Mass Effect 1 and 2 as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
but Mass Effect 2 is not that great.
Mass Effect 2 is a shit show of writing, and like, Mass Effect 2 did. If you have time, watch the mass stream for Mass Effect 1, for Mass Effect 2 that SmudBoy and the others did. It is basically like us trying to rewrite Mass Effect 2 to make sense of it, because like Mass Effect 2 basically did was, like, we kill off Shepard so we can reset the entire galaxy.
You guys just
because we have no idea what we're doing, and that was
you just hate good things. All right, you don't want to have fun. You are mean.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just don't like women. I just don't like
Two
suspicious
is
about
actually
women.
my favorite, honestly. Two to me, you could have made a whole separate series with that.
Yeah.
I will go to bed, but I will finish with what I think of BioWare at this point. I think that their Austin team is doing a good job with SmudTalk. With their Star Wars Online MMO, they are actually doing good stuff with it. Even though it's just like 30 people working on it, they're carrying it heavily. I don't think Anthem will ever recover. I don't think the new Mass Effect will be good. I don't think the next Dragon Age will be good. Though, maybe it will be good. It's like one of those things where I say, like, okay, we all know it's going to be shit, right? But we also kind of interested to see what it's going to be. And that's like
I'm not interested one iota.
Yeah, I don't care. I literally do not care.
That's how bad it's got. I literally just got to the point where if it comes out and it's shit, okay, shit. Could tell you that. If it comes out it's good, okay. Thank God you're lucky that you lucked out on one. But
no, that's when you just look at it and you're like, where the fuck were you like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, okay.
I guess that's a better way of
I know,
putting it.
that's a better way of
That's
a better way of putting it. Yeah.
I know that's not going to happen.
Look at the writers for Dragon Age. Like David Gator left a while back. James Olin left.
Mm-hmm.
The Weeks family is still there. I'm trying to remember the other guys, but there's not too many guys that are writers that you want on the team. What do we have? Mac Walters. He's still there. I thought he was going to leave with Casey because that's what they do, but apparently not. He's still there. So unless they get new writers,
that's what we're straining the relationship.
Yeah, unless they get new writers or a new studio takes the IP, then there's really no hope for this series.
You can't take Mac Walters serious as a writer when the entire ending of Mass Effect 3 was wrote on one piece of paper. One piece of paper. I don't think people.
Is that true? That's not true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh,
they had of the like 9 writers that were writing a Mass Effect 3. I think like only 2 or 3 were in the room when they decided on the ending.
None of them were in the room. It was Casey. It was Casey Hudson and Mac Walters in the room on their own, and they wrote it pretty much on a napkin.
Casey Hudson and Mac Walters at a dinner with a napkin. And that's basically what happened.
Oh my god! So it was basically like remember Family Guy Star Wars, where they show the scene where they came up with the Death Star. It's like the Emperor just drawing a fucking circle on like a napkin. It's like this, and Darth Vader's like, "What's that? That's a good circle." It's like, no, that's a space station. Space station, yes. Wow. It's like that's basically the ending for Mass Effect 3.
That's literally how the Crucible happened. They just drew a microphone on a piece of paper. They were like, look at this.
This is amazing.
Hang on, hold on. I'm just going to put this in the Discord. No.
What's that?
Hold on.
It's just people bitching at James. And me.
Yeah, there's loads of. Yeah, I just
what did I say? How did I fuck? Why are people bitching at me? What are they saying?
Nothing.
That's not the page.
James,
that's not it. No.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
No, motherfucker. All right.
What's my Zach?
I hate it. I've never seen that image before. And
Isaac
I hate it.
Isaac saying "We'll bang okay" just made my night. I love those videos.
Lots of speculation from everyone.
We're gonna read this out.
Yeah.
Shepherd alive, sense of hope, finale, bomb, sacrifice, pooper, take control.
Where the hell are you finding this aneurysm at?
Blast goes out. Decaying life creates life. This is like a fucking 4-year-old in a mental asylum wrote this.
But that's Mac Walters. That is the guy who's now writing for the rest of this stuff.
Just go to
and they can read what he writes?
That's his amazing ending.
They can read what he writes?
Well, Casey can. So that's literally it.
Wait,
Mac Walters.
Choice, catalyst, shepherd's essence. Eat my ass. What?
Also, to people saying it might be fake, Mac Walters has come out and said that is actually what he wrote, and Casey Hudson has come out and said that's what they wrote.
Endings. How do they feel?
This is the design document for Skyrim.
Brave New World.
This was just one guy, Todd Howard, scrambling ideas, and see how fucking close they got to this one.
Do you know why? You know why?
End of
First
Matrix.
well?
Shepard's death. Theoretical. All things. But Babu Frick. But why did he have to die? Lots of speculation from everyone. What is?
And this is why I say there's no way you can say artistic integrity with a piece of shit like that, and then still tell me that writing's going to improve with that hack.
Oh my god, my brain, oh my god.
Bear in mind, they also made up this ending because they played the first Deus Ex, because that has 3 endings similar to Mass Effect.
This hurts. This fucking what brain dead kid wrote that? Yes, Ego. Yes.
He's called Mac Walters. He gets paid a lot more money than we do. This feels fake.
For my goddamn country. I'm a warrior.
No, this is or a master. Yeah, this is it. They've even come out and said that is literally it, and they tried to defend it.
Why do this
Patrick
to
Weeks,
yourself?
I'm dropping out now. This reading through this literally just killed me. I'm sad now.
Patrick came out and said that Casey and Mac had dinner and wrote it with one piece of paper. Then they did it all themselves, and the other writers weren't allowed to see it or have any involvement in it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. So it wasn't that it was only written by 2 writers because the rest couldn't be there. It was just literally 2 writers wrote it and said, "Fuck you, you're not getting to be in this one."
Fuck
Patrick you, it's my toy. Don't touch it.
Yeah, came out on Twitter and even in other interviews saying like the other 9 writers had no say in this, and we only saw what the ending was after the game had been finished and released.
Dude.
Now that can
That's
work.
so bad.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that to your other writers? You're working on a fucking team.
Well, it can work.
You're in a company working on a team. Why would you do this?
It's called an ego.
Well, no. Well, okay. It can work properly because trying to consolidate a script with multiple writers is very difficult. The problem is they wrote a series of stories that weren't properly thought out. So logically, a good writer could take this and say, okay, I can go where I need to go to make this make sense. But because everything was converging to this point where they can't go anywhere else, there's not much else. They sort of wrote themselves into a corner with this ending and said, okay, what do we do? Well, we're not sure. Let's leave it. Because once you have all these elements that don't make sense, and the bigger they are, the more they compound the confusion on the questions. So once questions start getting answered and there are really big holes in these answers, more questions start coming. And you just keep going on and on about why are you doing it this way? Why did this happen that way? And they tried to patch that up with DLC. I don't know why they made Leviathan DLC. That's just another horrible explanation on top of the nonsense that we were given, which technically could have worked. I mean, you could do all sorts of things with a superior alien species, solving your problems again, and then creating new problems. But they didn't bother to figure that out. They didn't bother to stop and think, well, how does this work? Well, you know what really matters to these guys? That their ego is so big and they want tribute from a little human in a scuba diving mech. Like that's really important to the narrative that we find out there. After all this time, these billion-year-old creatures, they want tribute because whatever. It's like, what? Really? Okay. So you can't have.
And then you also don't even see them in the final battle if you recruit them. They never.
They land on Earth. They look at Shepard and go, "You got tree fitty."
It's a series of about 3 Deus Exes on top of each other, and they're trying to explain the other with the other. It's almost insane when you think about it.
It's basically what Disney is doing with like trying to fix all the Star Wars, new Star Wars movies with books.
Yeah. You can't fix a submarine that's been exploded and is lying in the Marianas Trench. You can't fix that. Yeah. It's gone.
Yeah, but here's the difference between what happened with Mass Effect and Disney. With Disney, they've got other writers to try and fix Rian Johnson's mess of TLJ. With Mass Effect,
what about his trilogy? His trilogy is going to fix it.
Yeah, but with Mass Effect, they kept hiring Mac Walters to fix what he thought was a perfect thing. So they were never really fixing it because Mac Walters doesn't think there's anything wrong with this. He thinks this is the greatest ending.
If you honestly do not think that The Last Jedi is not fundamentally broken at its core, I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to fucking listen to you. You have no opinions that are worth anything to me.
Fuck it, I'm not going to sleep. Let's go. Let's have this debate. Sir, I think on the core, The Last Jedi is a good story that was just horribly written.
No, it's not. No, wait, no.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
No.
I've
allowed enough retardation in this stream. Get out. Go
to bed,
no, hear me out.
You're tired.
You all remember Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, right?
I don't care.
No,
I don't care.
No,
don't care. Don't care about that.
Don't care.
Explain how TLJ is a good story.
40 years.
No. I never said it's a good story. I said
Let
at
him
its core,
talk.
the
I want to destroy
elements
him.
which are there can be used to really tell a good story.
Okay, too bad
It
they
just
didn't do
wasn't.
it.
Yeah, that's what I said. At the core, if you take the core and write a good story around it, you will have a good story.
So wait, your argument is that TLJ at its core is good because of what it could have been?
Yeah.
So
the elements are there.
The core of it isn't good. The hypothetical of what the core could have been is good.
Okay, let's see. What is the core? The core is a young Jedi, or not Jedi, goes to the island where a young cut himself off the Force because he did something terrible, and he went into exile because he caused bad stuff to happen.
What terrible thing did he do? What terrible thing did he do?
Oh my god!
No. Listen to this. And then she gets conflicted between what is good, what is right, because he tells her that the Jedi have to end, which I agree with, by the way, because so far the Jedi always caused the Sith. Because the Jedi always caused the Sith. And
when they caused the Sith. Or maybe, just fucking maybe, that Palpatine caused the Sith. Maybe!
No, other people caused the Sith happened anyway.
The Sith caused the Sith!
Yeah.
No.
You're saying so you're saying if the Jedi didn't exist, the Sith wouldn't exist. So what you're saying is if good people didn't exist, bad people wouldn't exist.
No.
No. So if we actually go with all the lore that has been established so far,
they wouldn't have ever gone away.
A lot of the big Sith that destroyed the galaxy were Jedi first, and then turned to the dark side because they wanted more power.
So
no. That's where I'm coming from with the Luke story. That's why he says the Jedi need to end. It's like, yeah, we need something else than the Jedi because the Jedi clearly keep.
But he didn't say that. That's not what he said. We're getting headcanon here. This is the problem. This is headcanoning stuff. We can all make. Yeah. Oh, this is the problem. This is the problem with
Disney
TLJ.
fundamentally had to break a character to make that core you're talking about. And when you do that, you can't say that it's a good core because you had to ruin something that was already great and fine in order to try and make something that you thought was ever going to be
deconstructing what we think about the Jedi. And
okay, guys. I think what James is trying to get at
worked. The only difference is KOTOR 2 worked.
Just slow down. I think what you're trying to say is the premise was good. The idea for the movie was interesting.
Oh, yeah. Basically, that's more not the core.
Okay, well, that's not what you said.
I know. The idea that Luke did something that caused Kylo and that made him realize that the Jedi basically keep producing Sith over and over again. And that there is like some deconstruction that you can actually go off. Is actually good because when we saw the trailer when he said that Jedi need to end, I actually thought we get something akin to KOTOR 2. It's like, oh my god, that's going to be mind blowing. And
we didn't.
So the idea behind KOTOR 2 was a subversion of the idea of the Jedi, the same concept within TLJ. That's great as a concept. The thing is, you have to be intelligent on how to explain the subversion by not retconning stuff and not character assassination. So you have to.
Absolutely.
So James, I know where you're coming from. I was hoping for a KOTOR 2 as well, but that's definitely not what happened. So the idea behind writing, because when you understand the story of KOTOR 2 with Chris Avellone, he was coming from as a fan of KOTOR 1 saying, oh my God, this is brilliant. And he threw his controller on the ground with the big reveal of Revan. And he was there. So imagine a fanboy going, this is a great story. I want to do my own version of that. And getting the opportunity and being a good writer. That's KOTOR 2.
Yes.
TLJ
absolutely.
Is a fanboy going, oh, Star Wars is kind of lame. I'm going to do something cool, but I know not everyone's going to like it. And he proceeds to do that with his own experience and his own story, because he has full reign to do directing and writing and casting and whatever he likes.
James, mute your mic, please. For the love of God, stop moving your mic, please. I cannot tell you this enough. You need anytime you make a movement, just mute your mic or turn on push to talk. Every time you make a move, it's raping my ears. Please, just turn on push to talk. Something, anything. I don't care. Turn on push to talk. Turn on push to talk right now. Do it.
Zach. Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting where James coming in the premise, and I'm getting where Smud's explaining it. It's just the fact that
message coming in.
This is the problem with TLJ. Most of the time, people try and defend TLJ. We get into such headcanon areas of things that we're going right to the point where it's like, well, I can imagine this happening, and that's why TLJ is good. And it's just like
the reason TLJ happened is because somebody imagined something happening.
Yeah, and that's and that's the thing. It's just we're going so far to going so far into the headcanon stuff that it starts getting to the point of, do you actually like TLJ, or do you like your version of TLJ that's in your head that you've decided is the version of TLJ? That's the thing that I always.
TLJ in itself, the way it's written and structured, is fucking horrendous. But it's pissing a lot. For example, I have no issue where Luke is in this movie, right? I have no issue with that he's a hermit, that he just wants to die and he wants to be left alone. I'm okay with that. Sure, you can have that.
Trying to kill himself. That's pretty poor.
You can fucking have that. Everybody's like, oh, Luke is problem. No. Luke is not the problem. The problem is that he has become that way, not because he caused Second Empire or whatever, but because he tried to kill his own nephew and then bitched out
under the assumption
and decided, you know
Luke.
what? Fuck.
You're under the assumption that was Luke. It wasn't.
No.
Luke.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Star Wars lore where Luke never would have done that.
If Luke would have been broken down several times, and at the end he would have just like give up and go into hiding, like Yoda, and try to figure shit out in the background. I'm okay with that, but that's not the point.
You're making arguments for stuff that didn't happen. You're making arguments for stuff that didn't happen, James.
It is not. You are not listening correctly. You're not listening correctly.
No, we are.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying it very calmly. We have a character that goes from A to B. B is Return of the Jedi, all the way to F, and we skip over a lot of things. And then we meet the character again at F. It's like, okay, the character can end up here, but why did he end up here? And then we get an explanation for why the character ended up in F. It's like the most retarded thing ever for Luke, because it's so out of character that he would even consider to kill his own nephew. It's like,
he had, and I'm not kidding, 18 seconds of a flashback to explain how Luke ended up on that island.
That's what I'm saying. That Luke ends up on the island and wants to be left alone and shit. I can buy that. He's not the first Jedi in the lore who did something like that. I'm okay with that. The issue is that the reason is that the most hopeful person in the galaxy decided, I saw my nephew being a bad guy. Let's kill him.
Being a bad guy. You didn't see him being a bad guy. He literally
his nephew had gay dreams, and he said, "No fags in my house." All right, that's what.
But here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from, but again, we're going into the case of defending the headcanon. We're not even defending the film anymore. We're defending people's headcanon. Because the premise is what you'd like to see. Yeah, that's not a bad premise, but it's not what we were given.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And that's when I said earlier. I agree with. I like the core. It's like there are things in this movie like Luke being a hermit, wanted to be left alone because he did something bad, or
you don't like the core of the movie. You like some ideas that are presented in the movie.
Yeah, isn't that part of the core structure then?
No. What you like is the idea that you had in your head for a Star Wars movie.
It's even deeper than that. You like the idea of what the trailer gave. You like an idea that the trailer gave you.
Yeah.
The trailer didn't even present this. The trailer gave you an idea for this. And that's what you like.
And that's what you like. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not. But what I'm saying is, you're now getting to a point where it's not defending TLJ or saying, the core is good. What you're saying now is the trailer gave me an idea of what should have happened, and that's now my idea of TLJ, and that seems to be a common
thread. I'm looking for stuff in the movie that would confirm the idea that I would be okay with.
Stream. Liara is just, why am I here? Just to suffer.
No, I want to say, I was imagining seeing Liara just staring at James's icon. What the fuck are you on about? The fuck are you?
There is literally no precedent.
Bitch slap you.
There is literally no precedent for anything that Luke does in TLJ. If you look through what is now called the Legends, which I read all like 300 or 400 books of growing up. In 60 years plus of his life, he never does anything like that in the books. There is nothing like it in the original trilogy. It is so character breaking and such a character assassination to the point where arguing that any of the premise of him being there to somebody who has read all the books and everything it's just not something that would happen.
The only thing I could see, that's why I asked earlier about Jedi Academy 2, the only thing I could see is that the main protagonist of Jedi Academy is Ben, and then he gets corrupted in the process and somehow resurrects Snoke and then comes back to destroy Luke, and Luke gets left to die, and then he goes to the island trying to just rebuild or some shit. That's like the only possible chance. It's like, even with a lot of headcanon imagination, where it's like, no.
Well, honestly, one of the other problems with the new trilogy as well is like they take all the characters are based off of better written characters in the EU. Like Ben Solo is supposed to be Jason Solo. That's the impression I got. Ben Skywalker is removed so he can have that name. Anakin Solo is not there. He does not have a twin. Or basically Rey and Kylo Ren being possibly related is like a way of like, I think, hinting at the Jaina and Jason twin thing. But there are so many good ideas that they took from the extended universe to put into other characters that don't mean as much. Look
at Rise of Skywalker. That movie basically is the Old Republic, like an Old Republic fan service movie. There's so much shit taken from the Old Republic and the Bane books and shit just to make the movie's core premise work. It's just like...
It's honestly crazy that they would spend that much money on an idea to incorporate all these other ideas into it when they could have just made a movie on the other ideas. Like, I would have much rather watched a movie with a Valkorian in it and enjoyed that than I would have ever seen that. Like literally all Disney had to do was read what the
elevator music plays.
Like, don't tell me that the scene where he like lights up the entire fleet with his like lighting, it was not taken straight out of SmudTalk. That was like straight up the SmudTalk scene. It's like, I know where you get that from. There are so many
things taken from better ideas, and it's like I said, Luke never gives up on anybody. Even it is ridiculous.
Luke was ready to die for the hope that there was a sliver of light left in his father.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and when people say, "Oh, well, he cut Darth Vader's hand off in anger, so he'd kill his."
I don't care. I don't fucking care.
I was like,
that is bullshit. That is bullshit. For Luke to actually end up on the island, you gotta break him, and
Luke, even
break him again. Luke, like that's the only thing he ends up there.
Even in the books, the Fate of the Jedi series, Luke self-exiles himself. Not sure if he'll ever come back to go find the source of to go find Abeloth, who is poisoning the minds of the Jedi in the order that he is in, and is so willing to never come back and see any of the order he has ever trained again to go make it right with his son. There's a chance he and his entire family will have died, and the Skywalker line will have gone away forever. And he would rather do that than do anything that is opposed to his character.
Yeah.
So...
All right, we're done talking about
Luke is
Star
not
Wars,
somebody
guys.
you fuck with.
We're done talking about Star Wars. Okay, yeah, we've been talking for a long
Welcome
time.
to the BioWare stream, everybody.
Yeah, I gotta read some super chats because it's been a while and I haven't touched one of them. So let's do that and have some closing remarks and call it a night. Okay.
You've got at least 4 to read.
4? All right. Inquisitor Matthias, Mass Effect 2 was a massive tangent. Yes, it was. It was pretty much just faffing about until Mass Effect 3 came around.
Yeah.
So, Linkinsky, what we got here? Mass Effect 3's plot was crap other than T'Chaka and Rannoch. I think most of us agree on that one. And again, you super chatted.
Yeah.
What if the Crucible was made by Reaper creators? I don't care. That's stupid.
Wait, the Crucible was made by the Reaper creators.
Anything is better than what we got, but still, you're talking about crap on top of less crap. So I don't really,
crap. Yeah,
it's still crap.
That's like stepping
They
in crap
built a
and getting
weapon
hit
that
by
would
a
destroy
car.
the entire Mass Effect release system.
A weapon to
And
surpass Metal Gear.
and kill themselves. Yes.
So Adam Whifford.
Oh, so the Halo ring? The Halo rings?
No.
No, you see, the Halo rings make sense because the Halo rings are specifically built around the idea that we save all the specimen from each species. So after we fired it to kill the flood, we can repopulate the entire galaxy.
All right.
They actually had the plan.
All right, Adam Whifford, you would have thought that they would make it to rewrite the Reapers, shut them down. Also, the Citadel was built as a trap to kill off the head of the galactic government, but rest of the entered the galaxy from different points. Yeah, they pretty much did not care about that whole Citadel thing, even though that's how you win the galaxy, but there wouldn't be a story if they didn't. So, unfortunately, that's how it goes. Punished Berserker. Oh yeah, he was nagging me to join the stream. I was like, there's too many people talking. We can't have more. Sorry.
People. Yeah.
I'm clipping.
Sorry.
Would talk.
I'm clipping this is for when we finally get you to come on Sloppy Seconds. I assume that's Setter's stream. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
No, it's mine.
It's yours. Whose is it?
It's ours.
It's
ours.
everyone's. It's a communal stream.
Me, Zach, Bears, Cedar, and a few other from Smud Night Gaming.
Oh, okay.
We just do game nights and
right.
responses.
Oh.
So
And say racist jokes. We also say racist jokes.
Oh, can't forget that.
Yes, and we also say racist jokes.
Why am I not involved in that?
What? Why have you not invited me?
So apparently, I'm Commander Smudboy, and this is my favorite podcast on the internet. So there you go. Ultimate Fatty, what a great name.
That's a clip.
So how many?
That's a clip.
So how many Mass Effect games are coming? I've seen recent news for Mass Effect Remastered, Mass Effect 4, as well as Mass Effect 5. I don't know what numbering system you're using, but there's only one, and the rest are just remastered. So yeah, that's all there is.
Yeah, there was meant to be a sequel to Andromeda, but they put that on ice.
No, I think.
And now they're doing a sequel to Mass Effect 3 or whatever.
Yeah, I think
that's going to be.
I think they're referring to the new Mass Effect game as Mass Effect 4, because supposedly it ties into the main series, while Mass Effect Andromeda is not classed as Mass Effect 4 anymore.
Yeah, and Andromeda is separate. Mass Effect 4 is supposed to be the follow-up to ME3.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Here's Nathan Brake.
Andromeda will always be a standalone.
Here's Nathan Brake. Thanks, sir. What if Mass Effect 2 was a game finding the origins of the Reapers, in which you explore uncharted worlds, find old cities, while being chased by the collectors who want to hide the origin of the Reapers? Well, that's interesting. It would give more mileage to the collectors to actually do something more than just we want humans. But this is kind of the concept of a trilogy anyway. In a trilogy, you usually have the introduction or understanding of a hidden threat. The second part is how to stop said threat. And the third part is stopping said threat if possible. So it depends on how you categorize or organize your stories and your ideas. But the collectors were pretty much just a bunch of puppets that wanted humans. And that's about it. So.
Yep.
All right.
And one of them literally says, "You cannot comprehend us." And it's like, I think I can.
Here is a
someone's alarm's going off.
Someone's stew is finally finished, I guess. Whatever you're cooking in your hot pot.
Oh, I could go for some stew.
Sorry. Yeah, roommates are cooking.
Oh, all right. Inquisitor Matthias.
Tell them to stop.
Yeah.
They don't need food.
Yeah.
Don't believe Hawk. Dragon Age 2 is bad, and I agree with Matthias. So there you go.
Well, everyone gets it wrong once.
Okay. Thank you, Hawk.
Once.
The second time.
No, Dragon Age 2 isn't. It is a bad game. I just laugh about it. I just enjoy the sarcastic dialogue. I can just sit through it. But yeah, Dragon Age 2 is not a great game. It's not as bad as people make out, but it's definitely not on par with
if you go rogue, you basically god, and if you have 2 or 3 mages with you and spam the fire AoE, just like everything dies. It's just like hilarious. It's like the most fucking overpowered you can ever be in a Bioware game, basically.
But here's the difference. Here's what I was finding. I like Dragon Age 2, but I will not like defend it stupidly. It's like I like the sarcastic options, and I enjoy playing it. But yeah, there's loads of problems.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay. Adam Woodford, thanks again. So when the human Ark ship was traveling, 700 years passed on the ship, but back in the Milky Way galaxy, it would have been more like 7 million years. And I'm trying to rationalize what you're talking about there.
Relativity, time relativity.
Yeah, he's talking about the speed that light travels and that.
Yeah.
Oh, as a result of traveling at light speed, therefore, reality is actually...
Okay, you'd have two twins, right? Both of them are babies. You send one into space, send them at like half the speed of light for 20 years, right? Just have them in orbit around the Earth at half the speed of light for...
He's not aging, he's dead.
He's not aging. 20 years will have passed for him. By the time he gets back, the Earth is like probably just going to be dead. Because you put a little timer on the ship and says land in 20 years. Time travels differently and slower.
Yes.
The closer you get to the speed of light.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah.
So the assumption was that the ship, whatever human Ark ship, was not traveling at light speed?
It was traveling close to light speed.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Also, it was absolutely traveling faster than light speed because it traveled 500 years on the ship. Yeah, the Andromeda Galaxy is millions and millions of light years away, so they were going FTL.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. All right. Thank you. Tyler Preston, thoughts on Gearbox Publishing's game Godfall? I don't know. What is Godfall?
Imagine Anthem, but as a brawler.
Wait, no, that's broken. No, Andromeda shouldn't even exist. If they're traveling at 700 years faster than the speed of light, the universe is over. By the time
why
they get
do you
there,
think
no more
everybody
universe.
pointed out that the fact that they think that the pictures they shot of the galaxy in the Milky Way, which then they used to actually go to populate a galaxy, are completely out of date, and for some reason they are like, wait, none of these fucking planets look the way we looked at them like 700 years ago. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock.
So,
God, there you go.
No idea.
Basically imagine Anthem, but as a third-person slasher, looter kind of game. It is basically a $60 game that has content worth for 10.
Worth like $10-$20. It's basically like a looter slasher is what they're calling it.
And it's broken.
Yeah. It's broken.
Oh, here's
Zach was Dreamer says,
I'm not Flint.
God awful.
That's good. Oh dear. That's great. Ultimate Fatty, did KOTOR 2 have any disappearing weapons?
No.
Well, I guess if you do enemy drops after they die despawn.
Right. I'm assuming this is a joke to TLJ, but no, I can't think of
that's what I thought I was going to.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was 3 streams of me breaking things and trying to figure out why and getting started back up. And I think Shineying booking it after the space talk was gone. So, yeah,
once you got to Assassin's Creed, I muted and I was just eating Doritos because I was like, I've got nothing else to add here. So I'm just going to munch away.
All right. Okay, well, thanks, guys, for tuning in and having all this wonderful time with us and talking about random stuff. I know that
how many hours have we been going?
4.
Yeah, almost 4 hours.
Yeah, because I just checked my clock and it's
I would
it's
say
5 past
3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I got the call at 10:15, and it's nearly like 2 now. I'm like,
I don't know about you guys, but I had a great time.
Oh, I had a great time too.
This was great. It was definitely good to meet all you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for the epiphany about Last Jedi.
Yeah, I think
still shit. Just in case anybody was wondering, still shit. It's been 3 years, still shit.
Yes, thank you. I think
20 years from now, it'll still be shit.
Yeah, I think
They
Joe
need to remaster it.
Oh, well.
Remaster the Last Jedi. No.
I think Joe had a bunch of questions you wanted me to ask me specifically, but I think you guys did a relatively fun job of not answering his questions and just going off on tangents, and that was fun. So if he wants to come back and have actual questions, I'll probably control it so it's not just random people. It's just myself, and maybe I'll bring on
random.
Yeah, you guys are random. Talking about Valhalla and like TLJ. And...
Whoa! I'm random, Smud. I dagger through the heart.
What about the night we spent together in Singapore, Smud?
Oh, I don't remember that one. That's a gimmick.
But, yeah, I would imagine you wouldn't. It's hard to remember shit when you've been roofied, but still.
And to be fair, we started going on tangents after we kind of ran out of talking about how shit modern BioWare games are.
Yeah, once we went, Mass Effect 3 is shit. Anyway, Valhalla, that's
Valhalla.
That's a competent made game.
I'll tell you something. You know about that Dobson's paint, great for walls. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, rather watch that than go through Mass Effect 3 again.
Yeah, well, the multiplayer is still fun and it's still functional. If I had a computer that could run it, I'd love to, but I'm stuck with Among Us.
Just get a better computer.
I know. I'm waiting till February till they come out with the new mobile versions of the RTX cards. So new tech, new money, that sort of thing.
We had a conversation about this. You prefer laptops?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm waiting for February, because they're going to announce the new mobile cards in January at the either Tokyo show or is it the Las Vegas show? I can't remember when that is, but it's going to be in January, and that's when AMD and RTX are going to be competing again, and the price is going to drop. So anyway, that's just me and my computer problems. Don't worry about that.
I just wish my 2090
There's me laughing at Xbox 360 since I'm that poor.
Oh.
And I lost my PS4. I'm like, everyone's talking about new stuff. Yay!
I just wish my 2080 wasn't already outdated, because I got it a year ago.
Oh.
And it was just like immediately outdated. Like, wow. All right then.
See, this is why I'm using GeForce now. They just upgrade the rigs, and I have to do nothing other than give them $10 a month to play on high-end hardware via remote play.
Oh,
interesting.
Oh,
that's the NVIDIA streaming service. Yeah, you're right.
Well, remote play, not streaming.
Oh,
I don't. How does that even work?
So basically, they have rigs set up somewhere, and they have like all the games they support downloaded, and you just basically remote play access them via GeForce Now. If you own the game on Steam, you can play the game if they
isn't that just gonna have a whole fuck ton of input lag?
Depends.
No. If you have good internet, no. If you have shit internet, maybe. And it depends which game you play and which quality you want to play on, right? If you want to play on 1080p, but you have like, I don't know.
I've been testing it out.
10 megabits.
I've been testing it out on
probably
for the past month, playing League of Legends. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Oh, yeah. All right then. Well, I don't know how that works, but all right. Isaac, aren't stationary PCs stronger though the big boys? Yes, they are, but a mobile still gets the job done.
Yeah, there's like a 10 to 20% drop in power, but I'm talking like GPU power, not like juice, like electricity. Although that's lower as well. So, but yes, they are much more powerful on desktop. So, yeah. Anyway.
Anything that gets the job done.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to buy a new card and you want to get into the industry doing gaming or doing video editing, or you want to mine for Bitcoin, that's what you do. You buy a really sweet-ass GPU. So.
All right. I'll write this down.
Anyway.
Mine for Bitcoin, fuck bitches. Got it?
Exactly. That's why they
get a GPU.
That's why they're so expensive. I don't know why they dropped in price this year. They're really competing with AMD and Intel. So bravo, NVIDIA. And I want to see those ATI cards.
They probably dropped in price because everyone's poor.
Well, that too, but I mean,
yeah,
everyone's gonna be poor next year.
I mean, if everything is cheap right now would be the best time to upgrade with Unreal Engine 5 literally standing out of the door. Waiting to come in.
James had a hot take earlier. Here's my hot take: billionaires shouldn't exist.
Socialists! Ah!
But yeah, I've got to save money up to get anything. So yeah, I'm incredibly poor.
What about apples? Do you have to save to get apples?
No, they get thrown at me when I'm in the stockade. So
no. Those are tomatoes, idiot.
No. See, here in Europe, we don't use tomatoes. We use apples because we basically you just walk down the street, you have an apple tree.
Just you have to save money to buy
throw them at people.
Buy a toothbrush.
Yes. Okay, well, that's a wonderful conversation for another time. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll talk to you real soon, and hopefully have a great week, great Christmas. This is the last Christmas week, so you guys are going to enjoy whatever you got planned, and hopefully having a wonderful time with your family.
My Santa hat will go away.
Absolutely nothing. Everyone's cancelled. I'm on my own at Christmas. Yay!
Well,
you have me.
Then I still wish you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and that God blesses you.
Yeah.
And
fuck yourself.
You don't get fucked by COVID or whatever the fuck is going on in Britain right now with that new strain.
There's a new strain. Oh, God. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
But very, the new strain that it doesn't do anything. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone else here.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, guys.
Alrighty. Well,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all those wonderful things. And we'll talk to you.